Is this another pointless talk? Stop bringing up the household budget and my spending money every single time, will you? It's my choice how I spend my money. Your choice, you say? I saw on social media that you went to another fancy restaurant recently. Our budget is so tight. Can't you be a bit more considerate? And? You're the one who wants to save. Don't drag me into it. I'm already stressed from work, okay? Let me unwind however I want. If you keep spending like that, it'll ruin our budget. We still need to save for our daughter's college tuition. I don't care about our daughter. She can worry about it once she starts making her own money. Of course, I'm going to prioritize my own enjoyment now. Please don't say that. If you truly cared about our family, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. Huh? Since when did you get so high and mighty with these lectures? I'm the one making the money here, so I'll spend it however I like. And why are you even managing the finances? If I didn't, we'd run out of money in no time. I'm just trying to save up a bit for the future. I already said I don't care about the future. I want to enjoy my life right now. Saving? Even if we save, it won't matter once we're dead. You only live once, so spending now is the right choice. But we need to save for Zoe too. I want her to live comfortably when she's grown up. Keep talking like that and we'll be living poor forever. I work to break free from that poor lifestyle. So why are you standing in my way? If only you'd stop wasting money and care a bit more about our family. Oh, come on. Not this again. Can't you stay quiet at least when I'm home? Managing the budget is a housewife's job, isn't it? My money's only going down because you're not managing it right. Why are you so selfish? I'm just trying to think about the family. Family. If family's so important, why don't you handle it all yourself? I'll prioritize my own freedom. I don't want to be tied down by family. I can see why Zoe doesn't warm up to you. Whether she likes me or not doesn't matter. I'm tired from work. I'm not about to cater to some kid when I get home. But Zoe wants to rely on you. I'd like you to play with her sometimes. She can play by herself. Don't push that kind of responsibility on me. I'm not interested in parenting. Hearing that, it just makes me feel so bad for Zoe. She's your daughter. You're the one with all these expectations. I support this family through my work. Don't ask for more. But... Enough already. Stop pushing extra responsibilities on me. Elias, something terrible happened. What now? I'm really shaken up right now. Your mom collapsed and was taken to the hospital. Really? Isn't that an overreaction? She's been watching all those health shows on TV lately. So she probably just thinks she has to rush to the hospital anytime she feels a little off. So, I was talking to your mom at her house, and I just started to get really worried. It just felt like something was off, you know? We were chatting normally, but then she suddenly started talking slower, and she looked a little pale. So I got concerned and went to check on her. She lives alone, so it's unsettling if no one checks in, right? She even said she hasn't been feeling great lately. You went again? How many times is that now? Why are you going so often? You're overthinking this. Instead of worrying about her health every single time, why don't you focus on yourself? Even if something happens, she has a lot of other relatives. Let them handle it. If something were wrong, she'd still be living her life normally, so it can't be that serious.
But you're the one who said you were worried about her being all alone. So I've been checking in to give her a little support. She said she hasn't been feeling well lately, and today, even though she made coffee, something felt off. It looked like she was struggling to move her mouth, and her speech wasn't the same as usual. The conversation didn't even really make much sense.
Isn't that just something like losing a tooth or a part of aging? If you keep making a fuss over her tripping over words, you're going to cause trouble. Aren't you just overreacting? If you call an ambulance over every little thing like that, it's disrespectful to people who genuinely need it. And it's a nuisance for the paramedics too. If you're going to worry about everything because she's my mom, then I'm never going to get a break here.
This is about your mother, you know.
So what?
Why are you brushing it off so coldly? I can't believe it. Normally, if your own parents suddenly started saying strange things and was clearly acting unusual, wouldn't you be worried first? Even if it's your own parent, anything can happen at any time. It's unthinkable to downplay it.
Well, if she's conscious, she's probably fine. You're just blowing it out of proportion. Besides, what exactly are you expecting from me? It's not serious enough to leave work and rush over, right? Honestly, going there after work just feels like a waste of time to me. Can't you handle this on your own?
Even if that's what you think, she actually lost consciousness halfway through. So we can't just sit back and wait around. The paramedics came and mentioned she was showing signs of a stroke. I'm so worried. I have no idea what's happening. Can't you take your parents' condition seriously, at least a little?
Well, even if you say so, maybe she was just getting sleepy. They say older people get sleepy more easily, so a stroke seems exaggerated. To be honest, it's a hassle to be called out for something like that.
How can you be so relaxed when it's this serious? Please, just come to the hospital too. It's better for you to hear what the doctor says directly. And as a family, we need to make decisions together in case things get critical. If something happens, it'll be too late for regrets.
To the hospital? Are you serious?
Yes.
I'm at work.
That doesn't matter. What if something happens? I've already called your uncle.
My uncle? You had his contact info?
He's the top of the company and family, so leaving early shouldn't be an issue.
I've got urgent work that was assigned to me. Plus, my mom's only 63. Nothing's going to happen.
My mom passed away at 43. Illness doesn't care about age. It can hit anyone.
Look, stop forcing your trauma onto other people.
What's that supposed to mean?
Just because your mom died young, you're being pushy about me taking care of mine.
I didn't mean to push that hard.
Every week, you go out of your way driving over an hour each way to see my mom. Then act all high and mighty telling me I went again this week. I don't get it. I never ask you to. But every time you're like, look at me supporting the family, and it's annoying. We don't need to visit her that often anyway. She's got relatives around. Isn't that enough? I'm not interested in putting in that effort just to show off some family loyalty.
Maybe it's because you never bothered to check on her that I have to go. She doesn't usually say anything, but I can tell she gets a bit lonely when we talk. I'm just doing what I can because you won't do a thing as a family. Even if it's not every week, if you just check in from time to time, she wouldn't feel so alone. Isn't that just basic family consideration?
If she's that lonely, she could have accepted when we offered to have her live with us. I asked just to make sure, knowing it probably wouldn't work for you, but she flat out refused. So in the end, she clearly doesn't want that. If someone refuses, I'm not obligated to keep pressing them about it. And besides, with other relatives nearby, there's no need for us to go out of our way.
But I think she actually wanted to live with us. She's such a kind person. I think she turned down the offer out of respect for me. She always puts others first, and I bet she didn't want to be a burden on me. I can't ignore that and just take the easy way out. She's our family, and it's only natural to look after her, especially now that she's getting older.
Look, there are plenty of relatives near my mom's place, so there's no need for us to constantly check in. If the family is pitching in even a little, then it shouldn't be an issue. So I don't see why you had to go out of your way. If we all pitch in, that's enough. Plus, I'm busy with work every day. I don't have the energy to keep track of everything going on with my family.
But your uncle is busy, and a lot of the other relatives have their own jobs too. So it's not like someone's always there to take care of her, right? That's why I'm just helping out as much as I can. If my visits bother you that much, maybe you could check in on her once in a while. And don't you think it's a bit too irresponsible to just ignore your own parent?
Excuse me? I'm maxed out with work. Since you're just a part-timer, you should be able to handle things around the house. So could you acknowledge that caring for the family, including my mom, is your role? I'm under enough stress with my job and I travel frequently, so that's already a lot. Why do you keep pushing extra responsibilities onto me? What do you expect me to do? I'm going on a business trip for the next 4 days, so I'm counting on you to check on her during that time.
Another trip? Don't you think that's a bit much? And we promised Zoe we'd take her to the zoo this week, remember? The least you could do is keep track of family plans. Zoe's really looking forward to spending time with you. So could you try to meet her expectations just a bit? Kids grow up fast, and there are things you can only enjoy with her now.
You might not understand this as a part-timer, but try to grasp how tough it is working full-time. I can't help but spend less time with family because of work demands. Without work, our household wouldn't function, so prioritizing trips and work is a given. No matter what you say, I'm choosing to put work first. Can you just leave it to me?
But this time is important to Zoe. When it looks like you're neglecting family, it makes her feel lonely. And I want you to value your relationship with her above all else. Work is important, but I believe that life is built on a foundation of family. Not just with your mom, but valuing time together as a family is something I think you need too.
Enough. Shut up. If you want to look after my mom, then do it, but stop pushing it on me. If you're so eager to handle the family and take care of my mom, then be my guest. And stop adding to my load. I have my job, so you handle things on your end.
Elias didn't respond after that last message. My name is Willow, 37 years old, and I'm the mother of an 8-year-old. The only comforts in my life are my mother-in-law and my daughter, Zoe. Honestly, my marriage isn't in a good place. My husband works for a company managed by relatives with good benefits, and he used to come home on time. prioritizing his relationship with me and our daughter. But about 6 years ago, he started cheating and began neglecting our family. 3 affairs have been revealed, and every time we discussed it, he would break down and say sorry, so I let it go. But it turns out, cheating is a habit that doesn't go away. This business trip starting tomorrow is probably just another affair. Right now, though, I'm more worried about my mother-in-law than him. That night, I didn't go home. Instead, I stayed at a place near the hospital. Unfortunately, my mother-in-law passed away a few hours later.
I told you I'm on a business trip. Stop calling me. I'm working on an important project. Calling at a time like this? Are you kidding me? What is it now?
Finally, you responded. I have something important to tell you.
I'll deal with it when I get back.
No, it has to be now.
I've told you a million times I'm on a business trip, but you keep calling. Can you read the room a little? Can't you handle things on your end while I'm working? I need to focus on my job. If I had to keep thinking about family stuff, what's the point of going on a business trip? Constantly reaching out like this is a huge nuisance.
You really don't care about the family at all anymore, do you? You used to make at least some effort for the household, but now you've turned into nothing more than a cold, selfish person. This situation has made it clear that you won't prioritize the family ever again, no matter the circumstances. I can only see you as someone who's completely lost any sense of family responsibility. No matter how lonely Zoe and I feel at home, it doesn't seem to mean anything to you.
Huh? What on earth are you talking about?
With things like this, can we even call ourselves a real family? She's still in elementary school. Can't you pay a bit more attention to her? I understand how important your job is to you, but that doesn't mean it's okay to ignore the family completely, right? I want to rely on you as family, but now I feel like I can't even count on you. If you just put in a little effort for us, I wouldn't feel so empty.
She may be in elementary school, but she can handle herself, can't she? And I'm working every day for you and Zoe. I don't deserve to be criticized for that. Just let the person who's committed to their job deal with the minor tasks at home without any grumbling. Do you even understand how hard I work? I work every day to support your lives, and all I get are complaints. Do you even appreciate it?
Appreciation? Maybe I'd feel that way if you weren't cheating. This business trip is just another excuse for a getaway with your affair partner, isn't it? You've betrayed me so many times and my trust is at its limit. You promised, but here you are, repeating the same things. What's your explanation? I've heard I'll never do it again countless times, but every time you break that promise. How are we supposed to build trust as a family?
What's that supposed to mean? Are you seriously accusing me of cheating?
Isn't the real issue that you don't keep the promises you make? Do you have any idea how much I've put up with, just so Zoe doesn't lose her father? I haven't fully forgiven you. I'm enduring this for Zoe's sake. If you truly understood that, you'd be trying to regain some trust, wouldn't you? You have absolutely no sense of consideration for your family.
Give me a break. I told you it's work.
Then why does someone on the development team like you need to go on a business trip every week? You're not in sales, so going out so often just seems suspicious. I don't think your company would assign you such an odd schedule. It's the company's order. Stop digging around. Asking my uncle all these questions would be disrespectful to both the company and me, don't you think?
Do you realize that response only makes it more obvious you're hiding something? No matter how much you try to cover it up, your actions are the proof.
Even so, I'm supporting the household with my work. I'm doing this for the family, so that should be enough.
If you really cared about us, could you come home now? Zoe wants you here too.
I'm on the bus, so that's impossible. I'll be arriving in Seattle soon, and getting off midway is unrealistic. Besides, it'd be disrespectful to the client, and canceling the trip over this is out of the question.
Are you still saying that? We're telling you we need you, and you still put work first? You've become so cold. If work means more to you than family, does that mean Zoe and I aren't necessary in your life?
If you won't listen, then we might as well get a divorce.
What?
The one who'll suffer the most will be Zoe. Financially, things will be tough, and she'll feel lonely at school events. People will gossip if her dad isn't there, and she'll have to face that.
How can you say that so easily?
If you don't like it, stop complaining.
Fine, I'm done. Then I'll be the one to handle the funeral.
What? Hey, wait. What are you talking about all of a sudden? Did someone die?
Your mom. She passed away this morning. I wanted to tell you directly and make sure you understood. It's frustrating that I had to inform you over text like this.
Come on, you must be joking. Do you really think I'd believe something like that? It's obvious you're just bringing up some dramatic story to get my attention. What do you even want me to do lying to me like this?
What is with that reaction? I'm being serious, and how can you act so disrespectfully? This isn't a joke, and I'm not just trying to get attention. Your mother has passed away.
Yeah, I got it. If there's something you want from me, just say it clearly. Honestly, bringing up heavy topics like this is just a hassle. Handle it yourself. Don't keep contacting me about things that don't involve me.
I'm honestly shocked. How did you become so heartless? When someone tells you news like this, how do you think a normal person would feel? Does the death of a parent mean nothing to you?
People don't just drop dead that easily. I don't have time to entertain your jokes. And if you're going to lie, at least make it sound realistic. These days, exaggerating like that is going to get you caught right away.
Fine. If there's one thing I've learned this time, it's that you're a total jerk. You're cold and heartless, unable to even process your own mother's death. I've no intention of spending any more time with someone like you as family.
Chill out. Don't get too cocky. You can say whatever you want, but divorce isn't something you should throw around lightly, you know?
But haven't you been the one bringing up divorce over and over? I finally made up my mind to accept those words. A father as cold and detached as you is only going to harm Zoe.
Is that so? Go ahead and keep being stubborn, but you're the one who'll end up struggling. Without any financial support, both you and Zoe will be in a tough spot. Do you get that?
Do you want a divorce or not? Your stance changes every minute and it's confusing. If you've made up your mind, just make it clear.
Of course, I want a divorce. I'm done living with you.
All right then, we'll move forward with that. Looks like we've finally chosen separate paths.
There's no reason for us to stay together anymore, and I believe this is the best choice for Zoe as well.
Are you seriously making such a huge decision over WhatsApp and won't regret it? So, what's your plan now?
I have no reason to regret this. I've come to understand you all too well and let go of any expectations as a family. I'm busy, so I'll leave it at that.
Whatever. Well, don't come crying back later. If you ever come begging for help, I won't lift a finger for you. Hey, I'm coming home now. Just handle things around the house like usual.
Excuse me? Why should I? How does that even concern me?
Are you still sulking?
No, that's not it. We're divorced now, so why would it matter?
The divorce papers aren't filed yet.
I already submitted them.
What? I haven't signed anything yet.
What are you talking about? You signed them the first time your affair was discovered, remember?
Oh.
You remember now?
But actually filing them? That's insane. Think about my reputation. Being divorced is embarrassing.
We agreed on getting a divorce, didn't we?
What about Zoe?
Of course she's staying with me.
And the house?
It's a rental, so do what you want with it. We've already finished moving out.
You moved out in just 3 days?
Yeah.
Where did you move to? I need to come over and talk this through.
Talk about what? Zoe and I are staying at your mom's house.
So you've just moved in with my mom, pretending it's about caregiving, but really just wanting free rent, right?
Hey, I told you your mom passed away.
You're still saying that?
The funeral was the day before yesterday.
What?
If you doubt me so much, why don't you ask your uncle? He took off work and came, just so you know.
Now that you mention it, Mom hasn't texted me like she usually does.
Of course not. She's in heaven and can't text you.
No way.
You didn't even come to the funeral of the mother who raised you, choosing to go on a trip with your affair partner instead. Unbelievable.
I told you it was a business trip.
Well, I heard from your uncle that you actually took paid leave.
I'm sorry.
I'm filing for $50,000 in alimony for the affair and child support, just so you know.
$50,000? That's way too much.
It's the 4th time. There are probably more affairs I don't know about, so it's a fair amount.
I said I'm sorry.
I'm not looking for empty apologies.
You're such a jerk. You only kept the funeral a secret to get money out of me, didn't you?
What? I definitely told you about your mom. I even said I'd be handling the funeral arrangements.
Anyone would think that was a joke. You should have called me more.
I called over 20 times.
And look, I'm sorry about the affairs, but why does money have to get involved? Stop with the alimony claims.
I want you to pay for what you did, or at least feel some consequences. Losing money would sting, wouldn't it? Besides, paying alimony is standard when someone causes damages to others.
This is ridiculous. Fine, I'll pay it out of Mom's inheritance, but $3,000 is my max. Anything more is out of the question.
Oh, are you mistaken again? How can you be so dumb?
What's that supposed to mean?
I got the inheritance, so there's nothing left for you. Did she actually leave a will? Even so, I'm entitled to half as my legal share or something like that, right?
Amazing that you know just enough about inheritance laws, but you're clueless about everything else.
Give me my share back. Between the money Dad left and everything Mom had saved over the years, there should be close to $200,000 left, right? I have a right to my share too. Why are you acting like you get to keep it all? The inheritance was supposed to go to me, and there's no way you can just swoop in and take it like that.
But your mom didn't want you to have it. That's why she went out of her way to pass it on to me while she was still living. She knew all about the terrible things you've done to me. The betrayals, the affairs. She knew how much pain you put me through. She mentioned that she preferred to give it to me instead of you, and she wrapped everything up 2 weeks ago. I never expected it'd end up as our last goodbye, but I honored her wishes and accepted it.
You're kidding, right? Don't tell me you were taking care of her just to get her money from the start. Without saying a word, you secretly planned to take everything by using this lifetime gift idea to take my share too.
What? What kind of nonsense are you talking about? I just wanted to take care of your mom, that's all. Money wasn't my motivation. I didn't even know she had that much wealth. I only wanted to support her because she seemed lonely like my own mother. If you're so suspicious, maybe you should reflect on your own actions.
I don't care about any of that. What you think doesn't matter. I need money right now. Because you took everything, my savings are almost gone. You really don't care if I'm struggling? My uncle's company pays well, but there's no way I can come up with $50,000 out of nowhere. Please, just reconsider.
Oh.
What? If you have something to say, then say it.
Haven't you heard from your uncle?
About what?
Your termination.
What? Me?
Of course. You missed your dear mom's funeral, and it was obvious you lied about a business trip just to go on an affair getaway. Of course he's furious.
That's unfair. It had nothing to do with work.
Seems like a pretty valid reason to me. The days of lifetime employment are over. Apparently, you're not even good at your job, so there's no reason to keep you around.
This is a disaster. My life is over.
Why don't you explain things at the next family gathering? Everyone is waiting for you.
Everyone?
Your mom was loved, you know. They all riled up to straighten out her bad son.
I'm not coming back.
Oh, no. We'll track you down to the ends of the earth.
Please, stop.
If you don't pay the alimony, I'll pursue legal action, so be prepared.
Are you serious about my termination? I can't believe my uncle would actually go that far.
You're free to believe what you want, but that doesn't change the facts. Skipping your own mother's funeral for an affair? Can't you grasp how disgraceful that is?
But firing me outright? That's too harsh for family, don't you think? Everyone makes mistakes sometimes.
A few mistakes? After all the times you've betrayed me and lied without a second thought, you're really saying that? Even your uncle has reached his limit with you.
You've got to be kidding. We're family. Shouldn't they be more understanding and supportive?
After that, Elias was completely cut off by his relatives. And naturally, he lost his job as well. The reality he now faces is being divorced, something he used to care about so much and completely broke. His new job, a day laborer on demolition sites.
Every day, he's drenched in sweat doing physical labor he's not used to, watching his pride and reputation crumble bit by bit. To make things worse, his supervisor is a foreigner who doesn't speak his language. So every time he gets frustrated, the lack of communication just adds to his stress. I've even heard rumors that he now has a look of utter despair on his face. With finances tight, he started living in a cramped, run-down apartment to save money. And the neighbors, who once saw him as arrogant, are shocked by his fall from grace. As for me, I feel no sympathy. I'll continue living peacefully with Zoe in the house I inherited from my mother-in-law, sharing love with my daughter, and enjoying a calm life together.